I'm Patrick Vellner. I live in North York, Ontario, and I finished third at the CrossFit Games the last 2 years. So right now I'm training to go to the CrossFit Games for 2018, and I'm also working as a chiropractic intern at the Canadian Memorial Chiropractic College, finishing up my degree in the next year. So I live in a house with 3 other guys, 3 other students that I go to school with, and it's a good time. They're not CrossFitters, they're just students, and so it's good. Got a good living arrangement.
What are you doing?
I'm gonna cook some breakfast. Make some eggs and oatmeal, just like every day.
Who has 8 hours sleep?
How come every athlete has minimum 8 hours sleep? Oh, it's actually outrageous.
Really?
Yeah. Like this band that tracks your sleep.
Yeah.
And like Carol Ann uses it and like Catherine uses it and all that. And like they'll post their stats sometimes on their stories. Carol Ann is unbelievable.
Really?
She has like every day it gives you a sleep goal and then it ranks you like gives you a percentage based of like what you hit of your sleep need. And she is like, I've seen her put weeks up where she was 100% every week, like every day of the week.
Wow.
And that means like it was recommending like 8.5 hours of sleep and she was sleeping 9 hours every day. Oh, I rarely sleep, like I'm usually sleeping like 60% of what it recommends. Like very, very rarely. Like I think in the last 2 weeks, I've probably slept 8 hours once. And it was incredible. I couldn't believe it.
Called a friend.
Yeah, I was like, this is amazing.
Michelle.
But usually I sleep like 6 in the 6s somewhere. 6 and a bit.
So you're a ketchup on eggs guy?
Yeah, man, everyone's a ketchup on eggs guy.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Who doesn't do ketchup on eggs?
I don't know, sickos.
Sickos.
Wait, are you guys being serious?
Yeah. That's. I feel like it's offensive if you don't do that. Do you trash talk in CrossFit with anyone?
Not really. I usually just drop truth bombs that are like daggers.
What do you mean? What's a truth bomb?
I don't know. Paul called me out on it once, Tremblay. Because I think at regionals this year he was like, the guys were like ribbing me because I was winning by so much.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, dude. And he said to somebody else, like Paul said or something, he's like, you have to be careful because Pat won't say anything and then he's just going to just drop one thing and it's going to ruin your life.
You're like a mental terrorist.
Yeah, I don't know. Apparently, I actually didn't know that about myself until Paul actually mentioned it, so.
I heard you're the only one that has the balls to chirp Matt.
Yeah, I don't know. What are you supposed to do? Supposed to just walk on eggshells around him? Like, fuck that. I think he likes it.
You do?
Yeah. But yeah, I'll give Matt the lip service every now and then. Fucking Matt. He's frustrating. He's just so good, it's so frustrating. Like,
Yeah.
we watched the Central Regionals this year, it's
Just stupid.
it's like no one can beat him at anything. Not one other person in that entire field can beat him at even one thing.
Even on that rope climb event when the pan checks were just like sending it.
Yeah.
Like just as hard as they could.
I know,
Matt
he
beat
still
him by
beat
30
him.
seconds.
Yeah, right? Like, it's super impressive, but it's annoying.
Well, there is that bridge that we could go across, and maybe for you.
Essentials.
Yesterday we did a quick tour around. We checked out a bunch of downtown Toronto, just looked at some touristy spots, ran around, shot some photos for Metta.
What?
So we're about to get real sneaky up in here.
Just run. So what are we gonna do?
We're gonna sneak around and get some shots at this museum that we're not supposed to be at.
Just start, come closer. Yeah.
Have we been caught yet?
No, not yet. I feel like that one might have been not very inconspicuous.
Yeah.
I'm expecting someone to run out here with batons or something.
Yeah.
soon. Yeah, I shot some calendars. I think I might have done 2 or 3. The last one would have been maybe like 2013 or 14.
What was it for?
But I used to shoot them for a gift exchange, always for a Christmas gift exchange. And they were tasteful nude calendars. And it was fun. We always did like a swapping gift exchange, and so someone would always go home with a nude Pat Vellner calendar. We're coordinating from long distance. 'Cause she's got to shoot from across the water, and I've got to run on the other side. So we're trying to make a game plan here so we don't have to just be yelling at each other across the water.
What happened?
almost lost my glasses into the water there.
Yeah, so what happened?
Oh, I just set him down and a big gust of wind blew him right off the side. I had to dive down, react quick, and grab him. You know what's funny though? It always surprises me every year how many athletes do that. Just come out guns blazing, as if they've never done CrossFit before, or like that they're fully convinced that you will win this workout in the first minute.
Yeah, at the regionals.
At every level, honestly. Like it surprises me the most to see athletes at the regionals or the games do that. The reality is that most athletes have done that before and fully know what the consequences are. Yeah. So it surprises me. A guy like my favorite athlete, one of my favorite athletes is Travis Williams, because I've never seen someone run headfirst into a brick wall so many times and just like convinced it's going to be different, right? Like every single time he just like goes so hard and like 90% of the time blows up, and like I can't even convince myself to do that half the time. Like if I told myself like today you're gonna push threshold, you're gonna see if you go out as hard as you can, like where do you break? I still I can't. Like it's hard to convince yourself to do that. So hey, I have a lot of respect for people that can just shut off their brain and just go.
No frontal lobe.
Oh, just like like I fully know how bad it's gonna hurt and like how bad it's gonna feel. So it's impressive to me. So it was funny because I think I did well on Linda, and it's because I'm not a good bencher. So like it wasn't even an option for me to go unbroken or do that. Every set down to like 6 or 5, and then I started going unbroken and touch and goes. But I did singles all the way to there, not on the cleans, and then bench in 2 sets and deadlifts unbroken. But like it wasn't even an option. But I feel like some big boys that weigh like 230 just ripped the bench apart and blew their hearts up and then DNF'd. And it's crazy to see sometimes. You're like how much of a difference taking the wrong approach can cost you 2-3 minutes very fast.
Oh, it's so easy.
So right now I'm training for the 2018 games. We've got about 6-7 weeks left, and it's tough. It's busy balancing with work and training lots of long hours. I've been away from my family for probably like close to 10 years now. That's less of a big deal. I think I'm a little more used to that, but it sucks having my girlfriend far away like that, and it sucks for both of us to deal with that all the time. The long distance isn't fun, but there's a light at the end of the tunnel. It's been a couple years now, and we're inside of a year now until we're done and we can go live together again, so that's exciting.
I mean, it's super exciting what he's doing, and it's amazing and really impressive. I guess, I don't know, I think I said to his brother last week, I feel like CrossFit is like his mistress that I'm competing with a little bit. Trying to be chill with the fact that, even if we've got 3 days together in a couple months, those are probably going to be spent at the gym, especially around this time of year. I think Pat could beat Matt, but I think it is a little bit out of Pat's control. I don't think he will ever blow him out of the water, so I think he needs to be better than Matt, and he needs other people to also step up and help with those points. It'd be awesome. Mm-hmm. I'd be super excited to see that, and I think a lot of people would. It feels like, you don't want to go watch a sport where one guy is just gonna embarrass everybody every time. So I think we need that people's hero.
Yeah. But my goal this year is to contend for the top of the podium, and sometimes it just has to be tough. You drag yourself through the mud to train for the games. I think by the time the games comes, you should be sick of training for the games. You need to feel like you're just ready to compete. You're ready to go now, and then that's how you know you're ready. So that's the plan. Is I've got a good 6 weeks of kicking the shit out of myself until I get to that point where I just couldn't handle another day of training, and I just need to compete now.